guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another baby wearing video. Now, I haven't done one of these in a long time. I will go ahead and link my baby wearing playlist where you can see all the videos that I've made about baby wearing up here so that you can see that. And of course, I will also link it down below. Now, we don't necessarily baby wear as much anymore as we toddler wear. My boys are 5 and 3 and actually still wear both of them. Caleb is 5, and if there is a chance to go up on my back while I'm cleaning, or really anytime, he loves to snuggle in. Brayden, it's more of a necessity to wear him on my back because he goes crazy in shopping carts and he runs. And so I like to put him on my back when we go into stores, and it works really well for us. There have even been times at home when he is getting a little crazy and I'll put him up on my back and it's like instant calm. So for that reason, we've had to transfer over to toddler carriers. Now, there are a lot of toddler carriers out on the market, and TULA, which I love, they were so generous to actually send me a toddler TULA so that I can do a comparison to some major toddler carrier brands out there. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video today. I'm going to be showing you the toddler TULA up against 3 other big toddler carrier brands. First will be the Lillebaby carry-on carrier, the Beco toddler carrier, and the MJ toddler / big kid carrier. I'm going to be showing them side by side, and I'm also going to show you how they fit on me. Now, a couple of specs here. I am 5'6", about 120 pounds, and so I am kind of on the smaller side. And I think it's something that's important to note is that every carrier is going to fit every person differently. They may all be shaped relatively the same, but there's going to be a few things that make a carrier fit better for one person than the other. So just keep that in mind if you are thinking of transitioning to a toddler size carrier. Another thing to keep in mind is that in most of these brands, not most, all of these brands, the standard size carriers fit kids pretty well into toddlerhood anyway. The size between a standard and a toddler is usually pretty big. There's a pretty big difference. And the thing is with toddlers, you don't have to be as concerned with them being supported knee to knee as you do with little babies. That's something to keep in mind as well. And also, it's better for a carrier to be a tad too small than too big. Spreading your kids' legs too far apart is not going to be good for them. So those are a couple things to keep in mind if you are kind of thinking about transitioning into a toddler carrier. Now, my boys are, like I said, they're 5 and 3. Caleb will not be participating in this, but he is 39 pounds, and Brayden is about 35 pounds, and he's the one I'm going to be using for my demo. So let's go ahead and talk about the carriers and take them side by side. All right, first of all, this is the toddler TULA, and this is in the foxgloves print, and also this is part of their Coast series, which means that there is a 3D mesh in this carrier to make it a little bit more breathable during these hotter summer months. It's got this nice stiff waistband that is the same if you have a standard TULA, pretty much the same. Has a nice big pocket, very generous pocket here that the mesh hood actually fits into, which I've done several times. And I also found that my favorite Walmart wallet actually fits perfectly in this pocket, and that made me very happy. Now, one major difference that I noticed when I was putting all of these carriers side by side is that the panel of the toddler TULA, or of all the TULAs actually, is pretty straight across, whereas the other ones are cinched in a little bit more, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. This TULA has legs out padding right here. It has these right here that are called PFAs, or perfect fit adjusters, and it helps you to adjust the length of the straps and the height of the panel. And the hood actually attaches with these little elastics to these hooks right here. I have never used the hood with a toddler. I don't think I've ever used the hood with a toddler. Just haven't really had the need to. But this can be worn on the front and on the back. This does not do a hip carry, but let's be honest, hip carries in SSCs are just not comfortable anyway. but there is a one-way adjustment, and I have to say, just first off, TULA out of all of the carriers has my favorite webbing. It slips really nicely and easily through the adjusters here, but not too much that you feel insecure. But yeah, out of all the carriers I've tried, any brand, I have always liked the TULA's webbing the best. On the waistband, and you'll see this in a second when I try on the carriers, this actually goes to the side. It does not buckle in the middle. So that is the Toddler TULA. So here is Brayden in the TULA Toddler carrier. As you can see, it goes right up to the back of his shoulders, the panel does, and the mesh fits all the way around, not just in a strip, but it goes all the way around his body, which I love. This fits perfectly on my waist, at my natural waist. And the shoulder straps, I'm able to crank them down enough to where they fit perfectly. So this is what he looks like in the TULA Toddler carrier.
Is this funny, Mommy?
What?
Is this funny, Mommy?
Is this funny?
Funny,
Now I've laid on top of the Toddler TULA the MJ Big Kid Toddler carrier. And you can see it has a lot of the same features, but just a little bit different. If you notice the carrier here in the seat, it is a little bit cinched in and not so flat across, which seems to leave more room for baby's butt right here. And I don't notice a difference in fit really, but that's just something I notice about the construction. It also has a pocket, and you can see that the waistband is just a little bit taller. It's hard to show here, but it is a little bit taller in the MJ, and also the TULA or the MJ is a little bit more narrow in the seat, but by what, like half an inch maybe. The MJ also has a mesh panel here, but it's just kind of down the middle, whereas with the TULA it's almost the entire width and height of the panel. The MJ waistband buckles in the middle rather than on the side. It also has PFAs, or the perfect fit adjusters, and the hood hooks onto these clips like in the TULA. This also offers a fully mesh hood that actually can snap off here with these plastic cam snaps. This also just does front carries and back carries. No hip carries here. But again, who really wants to do that in SSC, let alone with a toddler? Okay, the panel seems to be a tad bit taller than the TULA, but that's mostly just because of this extra little padded kind of neck support right here. But if you cut it off right here at the top of the mesh, it would be right about the same size. And here's Brayden in the MJ Big Kid / Toddler carrier. As you can see, the mesh, they do have a mesh hood, but there is only mesh in the middle part. But yeah, like I mentioned, the waistband on this is really tall and actually kind of digs into my butt when I wear it. So that's, again, that's just the fit on me. But this is what he looks like in the MJ carrier. Hey, can you sit up straight? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, giving hugs. Thanks, buddy. Now this is the Beco Toddler carrier. And we'll start down here at the bottom. This also has a pocket. It's not as big as TULA's, but it's real close. It has legs out padding as well. And the waistband is right about the same height on here, just like the MJ. The buckles in the middle of your waist or your back, however you're wearing it. But one thing to note about the Beco is that when it's buckled, there is a safety feature on here, which some people like and some people don't like. I kind of find it annoying, but there's a button that you have to press when you squeeze, so you don't have just one-handed release of the buckle. There's legs out padding here, and you can see that the seat is cinched in just a little bit because it kind of billows out like this. Beco Toddler does come with a mesh version. I just don't have that one to show you. It has a canvas hood, kind of like the rest of the panel. The straps are on this a little bit wider on the Beco, if you can see that. and they're just a tiny bit squishier, like the padding isn't as dense as in the TULA. And also the Beco does front carries and back carries, and I think you could get a hip carry out of this, but also the straps cross in the back, which some people like for comfort. It does have the PFAs right here, the perfect fit adjusters, and a hood that snaps on as well. Now, as far as the height of the panel goes, it is a little bit taller than the TULA. Probably like a good solid inch or so taller than the TULA. So it's got a super high panel. Again, there's kind of like a neck support up here. So this is the Beco Toddler. And here is Brayden in the Beco Toddler carrier. You can see in all these, the panel is really nice and high, and of course, very, very wide. And last we have the Lillebaby carry-on carrier. And this is in their Tokidoki print. This is limited edition. This is the only one I could get my hands on. Not really my style, but that's okay. The waistband on this, the Lillebabys just in general have a lot of different things going on here. There is legs out padding. Again, this is a tad wider, again, maybe a 1/4 of an inch wider than the than the Toddler TULA. There's no pocket here. This is, again, cinched in just a tiny bit, it seems, to give more room for baby's bottom here. This is the big standout between TULA and Lillebaby right here. It also is like the TULA, and it buckles around the side rather than in the middle of your waist, but there is the lumbar support, which Lillebaby is famous for. And I have worn this and do wear this like when I'm doing a back carry, this right up against my belly. It's great to flatten out any flab that might be there, if you know what I'm talking about. But however, I have found that being the size that I am, I can't get this small enough because of I can't get it small enough to fit around my waist because of the lumbar support. So if you're a smaller mama, you may want to kind of put that into consideration. But this has a pocket up here and a zipper pocket, which I don't really understand, because if you're wearing a back carrier, which you probably are with a toddler, you're not going to be able to reach back here like you can reach down here. So just something to think about. And the hood fits into this pocket, has a canvas hood. They also have a full, Lillebaby makes a carry-on in full mesh, and I used to own it and it was fine, it just wasn't that soft or comfortable. This has the perfect fit adjusters on the straps, and this will also do a back carry, a front carry, I think a hip carry, and the straps cross in the back for comfort. As far as the panel height goes, it is just probably about an inch shorter than the Toddler TULA, as you can see here. If we were to compare the straps, they are a little bit more narrow than the TULA, and their fluff level is about the same. Okay, here's Brayden in the Lillebaby carry-on toddler carrier. You can see, oh, maybe you can't with my black shirt, but the lumbar support is right here, and I'm wearing it on my front, and I love that it provides this little flab coverage, but because of it, I can't, at my waist size, I can't crank it down as hard as I need to be, I mean, it's secure, but not comfortable around my waist, so I do feel more of a pull in my shoulders. But again, that's just me, that's just how it fits me. So you can see him in there. He's wanting to lean out, and you can also see right here the little pad on the chest clip. So again, here's the Lillebaby carry-on toddler carrier. So I hope this video was helpful for you today. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment below and let me know what your favorite toddler carrier is, or one that you would like to try. If you have a Babywearing International group in your area, I would highly suggest that you find them, see if they have a lending library so you can try these out. A big, huge thanks to TULA for sending me this toddler carrier. I've really enjoyed it, and I love so much the mesh that goes almost all the way around Braden's back, because I feel like it gives more coverage rather than just a small little area along the inside of the carrier. I will leave all of TULA's info and social media info linked in the description box so you can shop with them. And of course, if you click right over here on my face, you can hit subscribe so you can see all of my videos. And I've got some videos over here that I think you might enjoy as well. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.